We're back with Michael Moore. Breaking financial news tonight. Japan's Nikkei exchange dove more than 4.5% in early trading Friday, sinking on news that Sony had cut its profit forecast in half. South Korea's Seoul Composite and the Taiwan weighted stocks opened nearly 3% down. Michael, what's going on?
Well, a lot of things are going on. I can't really speak to Japan as much as I can to what I think is going on here. My feeling is that the wealthy that have been calling the shots here for so long, their party has been in power for 20 of the last 28 years, the Republican Party, and I think they know that they're probably on their way out. And on their way out, they're like thieves trying to, or they're like guests at a dinner trying to steal the silverware on the way out the door. They're trying to pack as much money away as they can. I mean, everything that's going on right now, all the hiring that the Treasury Department is doing, all the consultants they're bringing in, all the million-dollar contracts, these people are just going to get rich over and over and over again as they try to pull themselves out of a mess that they created because it was one big check-kiting scheme, using money they didn't have to buy other money to make more money. I mean, again, if an average person did that, they'd be in jail, but not these guys. And I think in the end, as Americans, maybe we have to look at ourselves and think about this so-called ownership society. You know, the wealthy, they convinced a lot of middle-class people to put their savings and what little money they had into the stock market. And, that's the rich man's game. It's, if you're sitting at the poker table and there's two guys at the table that've got stacks of chips and you're sitting there with just a few, it's very hard to play in that game. Very hard to actually ever win that game. You can't win it, in fact. And I think that we as, I'm talking about not the Wall Street people, but the rest of the country needs to look at a different way to invest money and to do it with the regulations that they have in other countries who are now really suffering because of what I think began in this country. And to put this off on people who tried to buy a home, buy their first home, the way that, again, John McCain and the Republicans have done this to beat people up, the very Joe the plumber he talks about, that he wants to be on the side of, and yet when Joe the plumber wanted to buy his first house, he needed some help, and so the government's supposed to be there to offer a helping hand. I mean, that is the way our grandparents, our parents, from FDR on, that's what made this country strong. Right. That's why we had a great middle class. That's why everything grew. Because when people have a good job and they're paid a good wage, they spend that money, which then creates more jobs. We used to make money from our labor, from our ideas, from our inventiveness. Then it switched under Reagan. Let's start making money off money. Let's just keep moving money around. That's how we'll get rich. Well,
let me get a call in.
A certain chunk of the people did get rich. Yeah.
Clovis, California. Hello.
Hello, Michael. CNN released a poll stating that globally, people 4-1 were in favor of an Obama presidency. Can you give me your perspective on what's happening globally?
Well, I think we all know that the rest of the world really loves this country. They actually do. They look up to us. They admire a lot of things about us. We've given the world a lot of great things, and I think that they wish that the old America would come back. And so I think a good chunk of the rest of this planet, I guess according to your statistics, 75% of them believe that they'll live in a better world, a more peaceful world, when we remove these people who've been in power for 8 years and elect Barack Obama. And I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for them, good thing for the planet. And I think that's the world we all want to live in.
We'll be back in a minute with another blog question for Michael Moore, our special guest tonight, right after this.